Yo, yo, yo. It's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about, do women prefer a man who's on no fap, or do women prefer a man who's on PMO, or not, or who regularly faps and is on PMO? Because I've had a question about this, or there has been a debate about this, whether what women prefer a man who's on, or basically saying that being on fapping regularly or even occasionally does not harm your pursuit when it comes to, let's say, attracting quality women in your life. Someone was literally saying about how being fapping or being on PMO does not affect your ability to get attractive women. And I wanted to raise the question, do women prefer a man who's on no fap and practices no fap, or does it not really matter? And what I'm here to say is that let's think about the process of evolution, and let's just talk about how this can work out. Okay, so if primal desire and primal instinct is, let's say, to procreate and basically be fruitful and multiply, as it says in the word, what is the point of doing it by yourself? And how does that affect your ability to pull real women? And what I'm here to say is, it will affect the way you can affect a woman, because if the whole point of attraction is to court somebody so you can see them as a valuable partner, so in the future, if things are correct and you guys hit it off, basically you procreate and you be fruitful and you multiply. What does you doing that by yourself and you releasing that energy by yourself, how does that affect your chances of actually being able to do all those things? And what I'm here to say is, like, it affects you immensely. It affects you. It's literally the difference. It has to be. It literally has to be the difference. This is why people who practice PMO, practice FAP regularly and even occasionally, have less probability and less chance of courting the women that they really want. Because you're supposed to use that seminal urge, that urge to, first of all, get yourself better, make yourself more attractive. You're supposed to use that seminal fluid to make yourself attractive. There's a correlation between no fap and retention and being an attractive person. Because think about it, if you're not as attractive as you can be, and your brain says that you have a lot of, let's say, semen built up, it's gonna say that this man isn't getting any. This man isn't getting as much as he can. He's actually failing in life because he's not being as attractive as he can be. He's not optimizing himself. He's not optimizing himself at all. He's being stagnant in his growth. The point of life is development. You're not supposed to be in the same place that you were a year ago. If you are, then there's bigger problems. The point of the same thing that makes the seed, the flower in the flower grow to blossom and become something that's, let's say, bountiful, is the same as your development for life. You were put on here to be developed. You were put here to be spiritually developed, mentally.
In 1 mile, take a slight right turn to merge onto I-95 South toward Fredericksburg.
Developed. The whole point of life is development. And if you keep on deciding to fap and basically have virtual happiness, then you're never going to fully develop in yourself, because you're supposed to have new information. You're supposed to be learning things every single day, And then you're supposed to passing on the information to other people, so people can look at you as an increasing man, as a valuable man, so you can have your way with whatever you really want. And if you decide to fap, everything that I just explained really just goes out the window, because now you don't have any desire to do anything else. You've wasted a lot of your energy. You keep wasting your energy. You keep fapping. You keep relapsing. You keep doing it. You don't think it's harming your chances with anything else. You don't think it's harming your chances at all with anything else. You don't think it's harming your ability to talk to a woman in a normal way. You look at her as an object. You look at pixels on the screen and your subconscious, think about it, your subconscious records everything. So if your subconscious is recording that thing, it's already thinking that you're getting some. And then it doesn't seem like it needs to adjust. And the funny thing is, the people who, let's say, back up fapping and doing that are usually the ones who are not really winning in their attraction life at all, because they're too comfortable with it. If you're above the age of, let's say, 18, 17, and you're doing it consistently, then you're not going to get ahead. You're going to stay in the same place. And if the point of life is development and you're staying in the same place, then you're really just not going to win as much as you can. You're not going to optimize your life. So the point is this. Women they obviously don't know if you do it or not, but it all goes down to how you act when you're with them. Do you look them in the eye when you're talking to them? Are you always serious, or do you know how to have banter with someone? Do you know how to flirt with somebody that you actually like? And another thing, a lot of guys like to go and cold approach just for their own validation. And the thing is, what's the point of doing it for your own validation if you're not getting anywhere with it? The thing is, like, there has to be for every single action that you do, there has to be some sort of return on investment, and it has to get you somewhere. If you're doing things just to do it, then just don't do it, because it's not really helping in your development. Every single thing you're doing has to help you in your development of life. It has to help you in your development of life. So no fap is helping you develop. It's helping you become more attractive. It's helping you have a zest for life. There's also a correlation between being on no fap and retention and wanting to become wealthy. Because think about it. If you're a man, men are only looked about what they can offer to people. What they can offer. If you can't offer anything to, say, a woman, a family, a child, society, then you're going to be crossed off the list, and people are not going to want to be associated with you. Men are only judged by the value they can bring to anything. The more valuable that you have, the more information that you can share, you'll be looked at as this thing called an advancing man. The term is advancing man. And if you're the advancing man, you're going to be top dog. Women want to pick you. Men want to be around you so they can help, they can learn from you, and they can help so that you can help them get better. Everybody wants somebody who can help them out. But if you offer no value, if you're constantly putting your spiritual, your energy on the bed sheets, you're not going to have a zest for life. It's going to be canceled. The desire for assets, acquisition, social skills, anything that really helps you become developed in this world has a correlation with how many days of retention you are. Because if you're on a longer day of retention, you realize that the stored up energy is literally expressing itself through your body. Sometimes it even shoots up your head, and you start gaining more insight from this thing called your subconscious and infinite intelligence. And that's why you seem like you're very, very light on your feet when you go on retention, and you also meditate.
Stay in the second lane from right.
And you also meditate, because you're gaining insight. You're not operating from your 3D physical self. You're operating from your higher self, and your subconscious and your
Go
higher
past
self,
this light. Then use the right lane to take a slight right turn to merge onto I-95 South toward Fredericksburg.
Your higher self pretty much has answers to all of the things that you're lacking in your life. It pretty much has the blueprint to get where you want to be. And this is pretty much more, this is easier to access when you're on retention and you meditate and you keep taking care of yourself. So the question is, do women would prefer a guy who's on no fap or opposed to a guy who is fapping occasionally?
Stay in the left 2 lanes.
In my opinion, women prefer a guy who is on no fap and is on his purpose and is not really worried about them. Because the more
at the next light, make a U-turn.
She's going to be curious about, why isn't this man worried about me like other guys? And then she's going to try to do everything in her power.
At the light, use the left lane to make a U-turn at Annapolis Way.
She's going to do everything in her power to get closer to you, so she can attract you. Also, your pheromone will have an abundance. Your pheromones will have an abundance. So you'll be just basically very attractive regardless.
Make a U-turn.
Develop yourself and try to attract the best you can, because you're a spiritual being having a physical experience. And your wealth...
Stay in the second lane from right.
Fruitful relationships are your natural birthright. They're just not something that you're supposed to be disconnected from. It's something that's already intended for you. So you're gonna have to start acting like it's already intended for you instead of trying to chase something. You have to be the person who attracts those type of things by your mindset and the thoughts and the person that you basically become by developing yourself. So like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next vid. Peace.